Hey guys, welcome. This is the third round for me of the Dirty Duel, and I'm facing off Angry Panda. If you don't know Angry Panda, you should, because he's a big contributor to the group, and he's also level 32, and he's a crazy Angry Panda. However, this first turn is crazy for me, so I really spend a lot of time going back and forth on whether I should grab that ram or the supply bot. So, scrap is king. However, I love the ram. It really is gotta be one of my top cards. So, gotta go with the ram. That 5 damage and 3 trade is awesome. His first turn, he does grab that supply bot as well as that fighter. I, of course, would have loved the fighter with my ram, but he takes it from me, so not much I can do. So, he does grab a scrap. I gotta be careful with that. However, scrap does come up, that missile bot, so I really have to make sure he doesn't out-scrap me. So I'm going to start by grabbing that, and I have the 2 trade. I'm going to go and grab that Explorer as well to boost my trade up just a little bit. This game progresses very interestingly. Next round he just chooses 2 Explorers, which I find interesting, but I'm okay with. So I'll let him get his 2 Explorers. I now have 4 trade. I'm looking at the row, trying to figure out what exactly I can go with. I do have 3 great choices in the middle there. Again, it's still really early game, so I'm thinking trade as much as I can. So do I want the green base or do I want the Imperial Yacht? Well, Imperial Yacht has that life gain. He already, I think he grabbed something. So I like the life gain with trade. I'm going to do that. Hit him for 2 more damage and call it a turn. He's already grabbing the scrap. I was able to scrap a card, grab that yellow card. I really like that card, but I now have 5. But now I have the choice between the battle mech as well as that trade escort. And that trade escort's huge, with a differential of 8 with 4 life and 4 damage, and the possible trade of drawing another card. It's awesome. However, again, I don't want him to get the scrap above me. So ultimately, looking at what he has, I'm going to go ahead and take that battle mech and see what kind of damage I can do with it. Again, that stupid blob fighter comes up, which is probably something he's going to take, and he does. And another frigate. Gosh, that's going to hurt. He's going to make me discard cards throughout this game. What can you do? Not much at this point. So, scrap. Let's always try to start by scrapping. And but first I got to look at what trade I have, because I have to scrap from my hand if I'm going to. And I do actually have the ram in this case, so I could actually have all up to 7, which does allow me to grab that red scrap draw card base as well. So I'm really going back and forth here on whether I should take one of these blue cards or that. And ultimately, you know what? I actually really like that blue card. I really like that trade, that draw card. And I have enough blue in my deck now that I should be able to combo that for the life gain as well. But free cards are always awesome. So he makes me discard a card. He does get that trade escort, which I don't like. Scraps the explorers and is able to do a good amount of damage for me. That's the first, I think, big hit of the game. We move on, of course, making me discard cards. I'm going to scrap some cards. I now have 4. And easy choice, that recycle station is a great option. Now I'm looking here, do I want to scrap my explorers at this point? I have enough trade, and it's getting to the point where I could keep it for one more deck, but I don't really want to. I'm going to get rid of it, hit him for the 2 damage, and move on. So he's starting to build a rainbow deck, which I appreciate, but he did just grab 2 blue, including cutter as well as another scrap, so I gotta watch out. He's getting a ton of little cards, which really could add up to a lot later. He's got the extra scrap. He's now got 4 different cards that all gain him 4 life when comboed together, so that's no good for me. Really gotta watch out for that. So I gotta make sure, compensate, make sure I'm grabbing enough. I'm looking at my cards real quick and seeing if I have the 3 trade, if there's anything I really want to do with that, and then decide, you know what, I'm going to take that base. What the heck, you know, I have something that allows me to draw extra cards from that bases, but that's a nice easy wasted turn of his, which I appreciate. He doesn't grab anything, just does 2 damage and moves on. Really glad I'm able to combo the blue, gain the life, scrap another card out of my hand. Double check to make sure there wasn't anything trade-wise that I wanted. And I actually decided that I do. I love that mech world. One of my favorite bases, actually. I really like it. I tend to like to build rainbow decks, and so that's fantastic. Plus, a nice defense on the base. He does combo that stupid little shuttles, so he gains another 8 life off of that. I get my recycle station, and I go ahead and trade off 2 of those scouts to be able to get 2 new cards. Wasn't a whole lot there. I wanted for 2 or 3, for 3 trade, so I just go ahead and scrap a card, do my damage, and move on. He, of course, gains some life, scraps another card, does some more damage, gets rid of my recycle station, and back to me. And now I get to scrap something, but unfortunately I have nothing in my discard, so again, it's got to come out of my hand if I want to. I have the 3/4 trade, counting my base, and the patrol mech is a fantastic card. Give me the potential to scrap another card as well as 5 extra damage, and if I really want to, I have, at this point in the game, the 3 trade may not be worth it, but it's available to me. He, of course, takes out my base, scraps another card, grabs some more life gain, which is an interesting move at this point in the game because it's actually not that great of a card. The only thing he'd really be using that for is life gain. But life gain is awesome. So I'm able to scrap another card, get my mech world. I'll go ahead and combo off that for the extra damage. Draw a card, get a lousy scout, but hey, that was not much else I could really get anyway. So play, sitting with 3, not really anything looking at the trade row, really nothing there. So I'm just gonna not buy anything, do my damage. Unfortunately, recording like this is a challenge, but he missed a turn, but he did grab that defense center. And back to my turn. I do have the 6 trade, so I grab that battle cruiser and move on. Man, this draw is amazing, but his turn first, he does combo that stupid shuttles again. So get another 8 life, gets the base out for extra defense, plus he's drawing a card and scrapping another card. Oh man, but my turn. Man, this is nice. This is nice. I have 3 scrap, and I'll be able to scrap all 3 of those scouts out of my discard. That is nice. I do have the recycle station. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot I can do with it right now, but I have to draw, so I'm going to hope to draw something to be able to use with the recycle station. Of course, after scrapping my 3 scouts. And indeed I do. Recycle station, let's go ahead and get 2 new cards, see if we can get something a little bit better. And we do! Embassy Yacht, I'll go ahead and draw 2 more. Battle Cruiser, go ahead and draw 1 more. I just drew my entire deck. That's fun. That's fun when that happens. 25 damage, this is huge. The Battle Cruiser does have the option to scrap to be able to destroy that base, so I don't have to waste my damage on it. And I get to draw a card. Well, I don't have anything in my deck, so why not get the Freighter? There's not much anything else. One thing I do really like about the Freighter is that it allows me to top deck whatever I purchase with it, as long as I combo with a blue. And I have enough blue that I should be able to easily do that. Now, a lot of people can easily argue that buying more trade at this point in the game is really not worth it, but oh well. It was a free, I was going to draw nothing anyway, so I did it. It does dilute my deck a little bit, but again, any card that I purchase with it will go to the top of my deck, which I really enjoy. So I do it. His turn. He has a nice solid turn and is able to take out all 3 of my bases. Dang it. Of course, I have the MC out in my hand, which isn't going to really help me, but I guess that's life. So, go ahead and start by scrapping. I always try to start by scrapping because I had several turns where I drew a card, and then my discard gets shuffled back into my library, or my deck, and I miss an opportunity to scrap something. So, I've learned to always try to scrap first. Scrap, and then of course I'll use my patrol mech to scrap again, and then I'm sitting with a really nice 6 trade. Well, again, this allows me to top deck. I'd love to grab that yellow base because it's 7 damage. However, I don't have any yellow in my deck, so it's kind of questionable whether I should or not. So I don't. Instead, I choose to top deck that Imperial Trader because it's a free card, allows me to draw a card. But if I combo it with my mech world, I can actually still get that 4 damage, and that's what I'm hoping for. Get him down all the way to 4 life. I'm excited at this point. However, his turn, he gains a ridiculous amount of life and just quadrupled his life back to 16. Seriously? Angry Panda, you're not going to make this easy at all. I'm going to throw out my 2 bases, draw a card, throw out my patrol mech. This is nice. That does ally with my trader, giving me an extra 4 damage. I'm going to choose not to scrap because I want to use it for my recycle station. Take the 5 damage, again choosing not to scrap yet. I want to use it for my recycle station. Get a nice card where I can draw with that. Now before using my yacht, again I want to make sure to get rid of that scout so I don't end up drawing too many cards and getting back in my deck. So I scrap that with my patrol mech, draw 2 more, and again, I've actually gone through my entire deck. It's actually getting kind of fun. I do have the 18 damage, and I end up taking this blob world thinking that I had another draw card, but I don't. So I'm just going to use my blue base over here, grab my 2 life, go ahead and scrap that for the damage, and call it a day. Holy cow. That was an incredible game. I can't believe I was able to do that. It really ticked for me well. That was fun, exciting to play. Thank you guys for watching.